Welcome to Take Two with Freddy. Real talk about second chances, real life, and the power of rewriting your story. I'm Freddy Freundlich, entrepreneur, mentor, and storyteller, and here's the deal. If I didn't walk it, I don't talk it. Each week, we'll spend a little time together, laughing, reflecting, and hopefully walking away just a little more inspired than when we arrived. So what's on my mind today? Gratitude. Yep, gratitude. But there's a big but here. And I don't usually like big buts, but this one does matter. I'm talking about gratitude, but the gratitude without the usual suspects. What am I talking about here? You know, we're always told how important it is to be grateful. That gratitude is the magic key, the secret, that emotion that unlocks unbelievable good for us. And I will tell you guys straight up, I've said this so many times myself, from the stage in my work and on this very podcast. And I'll say it again because I've lived it. When I'm in alignment, when I'm truly grateful for what I have, life just works better. It really does. I feel better, I move better, and somehow more comes to me. When I feel better, the blessings just seem to keep on flowing. For me, this isn't theory, it's fact. It's non-negotiable. It's what I really have come to believe. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we've just come out of a holiday week, big ones across different religions. In my tradition, there's a song we sing. It's basically a thank you song. And the message is very simple. For every single thing God has done for us, we say that alone would have been enough. Just that, enough. And the idea behind this is that when you're truly grateful, when you say thank you and you really mean it, you open yourself up to receiving even more, much more. Now, let me put in the caveat here. You don't have to believe in my God or any God to get this. Find your own higher power. Maybe it's nature, maybe it's the universe, maybe it's something inside of you. I don't care what you call it, but there's something out there you can thank for the blessings in your life. And this is where I want to go today, but I want to step out of the box. As I said, we're not looking at the usual suspects, the usual gratitude list. We're not talking about my family, my health, my business, my friends. This is all important stuff, all real, but very predictable. I want to talk about the unusual suspects. Those people who you don't necessarily like. Those people who have hurt you. The people you feel did you wrong. The ones you might still carry some resentment toward. Yep, those people. And we all know who I'm talking about. Because if you've lived a little, and I have, you've had a lot of these people cross your path. Some for a short time, some for many years. And they run the full spectrum. On one extreme, you've got what people call saints. Now, personally, I don't really believe in saints. Like I said before, everyone puts their pants on one leg at a time. But for the sake of this episode, let's run with it. There are saints on one extreme. On the other extreme, there are people who are truly evil. And yes, I believe those definitely exist. But here's the bottom line: most people, they live somewhere in between. It's a spectrum. And not only that, people move along the spectrum over time. The person you know today, I don't even want to say may not be, is definitely not the same person they were 10 years ago. And they probably won't be the same person 10 years from now. Because, my friends, timing matters. And yet, we judge people based on their last move, their last mistake, their last impression. You know, guys, someone can live an incredible life and then one bad decision defines them. Or someone can struggle for years and then they turn it around and that becomes their legacy. That's human nature. It's not always fair, but it is what it is. So let's bring it back. Let's go back to gratitude. And now I'm talking about specifically gratitude for the hard people. Now, I want to clarify, I'm not talking about what may be going on in your life right now. Because when it's fresh, it's emotional. We like to think we're logical, but unfortunately, we're not. We're emotional beings who at times try to sound logical. Think for a moment about a relationship that ended. It could have been a romantic relationship, platonic friendship. Regardless, if it was a good relationship and then it ended, there's going to be pain, anger, and blame. You can't look at that person the same way when you ended as you did when you were involved in that. But then time passes and something very interesting happens. You don't necessarily forget, but you start softening. And then you start to see things a little differently. And you might say, yeah, it didn't work. But if not for that person, I wouldn't be who I am today. Let me break this up into basically three groups. We're leaving the extremes out of it, and then we have three different groups of people. The first are those people who are either in our life now or were in our life in the past, and when we think about them, we get the warm, fuzzy feeling. Then the second group of people are the people who, at one point, we had a very good feeling. We had that warm, fuzzy feeling, but yet something happened and the relationship went south. Okay, it ended. And then the third group is those people who we never had a really good feeling about for whatever reason. And then we start to see things a bit differently. So you might find yourself saying to yourself, yeah, it didn't work out, but you know what? If it wasn't for that person, I wouldn't be who I am today. Now, I can tell you something very honestly. I personally am really happy with who I am today, but I know I didn't get here alone. I got here because of all the people along the way. And I want to drill down on that word all the people along the way, because that's what I've been thinking about lately. I've been looking back at the people who've crossed my path over the years and how because of them, I've gotten to where I am today. But I'm looking not just at the good ones, but more at the ones that I wouldn't normally have great things to say about. Because when I really sit with it and I'm thinking about some of those people, I find that I really should be incredibly grateful for their actions in my life. You know, years ago, I had a business partner. He was much older than me, much more experienced. And to put it bluntly, he ripped me off. I mean, he really ripped me off. If he could have taken the shirt off my back, he would have. And he tried. But here's the twist. He was also one of the nicest, kindest people you'd ever meet. In business, he'd take the shirt off your back, but as a friend, he'd give you his. Now, how does this make any sense at all? It didn't for me then. It still really doesn't. But when I think about it, in his mind, there was business and there was friendship. And in his mind, again, in business, anything goes. No rules, but in friendship, loyalty above everything. So I ask you, what was he? Was he a good guy? Was he a bad guy? Was he both? I don't know. Now, did he hurt me? Absolutely. Did I learn from it? Without a doubt. Did he help shape how I do business today? 100%. And I held a grudge for years. But today, the truth is, I've forgiven him. I haven't forgotten, but I've let it go. I don't carry it. I don't lose sleep over it. And honestly, I wish him well. And part of the reason for all this is because I have to be honest, not just with you guys, but with myself. I've hurt people too. Not because I wanted to, but because I was also reacting. I was justifying my own behavior. I was blind. I wasn't a bad person. I don't think I've ever intentionally done a bad thing in my life. But I did do bad things, just like others did to me. And somehow, through all of it, it all contributed to my growth, to my very awareness, to who I am today. You know, I said before about these three types of people in our lives: the ones we love, who are easy to be grateful for; the ones we love, but things went south, so it's hard at first, and then over time it becomes easier. And then the ones we never really liked, the ones we carry the challenges the longest. So today I come to you and I say that maybe it's time to release some of that. Maybe even forgive. Not because those people deserve it, but because you do. Because when you really look at it, so many of those people, knowingly or not, helped shape your path. Think about the boss who fired you, only to lead you to something much, much better. The person who broke your heart, he or she made space for that special person in your life right now. This, my friends, is what I like to call the take two mindset. As I mentioned earlier, I find myself in a good place today. Not perfect, never will be, but good. And it's good because of every path I took. The ones I thought were good and the ones I thought were bad. For most of my life, I found myself chasing. Always was chasing more money, more success, more validation, a better relationship, you name it, I was chasing. I was always reaching for that next thing, the brass ring. And not that long ago, I realized something pretty simple. I'm happy. I'm happy with exactly what I have. Do I still want more? Of course I do. That's human. But I'm no longer chasing from a place of lack. I'm living from a place of appreciation. And my friends, that's where it all comes together. Because when you look back at the different people who've crossed your path throughout your life, not just at the easy people, but at the difficult ones as well, can you say thank you? And for many of those people, you're not doing it because what they did was okay. You're doing it because of what it did for you. This, my friends, I believe, is a totally different level of gratitude. When we can say thank you to those people as well, we know we've achieved growth and we've achieved freedom. So here's a little exercise for you to try. Take a pen and paper and write down one person who hurt you and also one situation that didn't go your way. Put down the pen, look at what you wrote, take a minute, and ask yourself, what did this give me? Not back then, but now. Because if you look honestly, there's always something you will find there. And when you find it, you don't just become grateful, you become free. And that, my friends, is our take 2 for today. If this hit home with you, please share it with someone who you think might need it. And remember, please like and subscribe. I'm Freddy. If I didn't walk it, I don't talk it. I'll see you next time.